An Omicron end in sight for South Florida.
I think infections are going to come down.
But other states might not be so lucky. Changing course. A woman's actions over the Atlantic causing a plane to go back to Miami. And a late night for Panthers fans.
Down low, Reinhardt over to Barkov, and he scores!
As the Cats go for a big win out west. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Julian Davis.
And I'm Anya Joseph. Today is January 21st, 2022.
From the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
The latest COVID-19 case counts are showing significant drop in several states, including Florida.
For other states, however, the situation's getting worse.
The network's Daniela Uramila is in the control center this morning.
Florida is one of 14 states where COVID-19 cases are declining. Is the pandemic in retreat?
We should not assume that the pandemic is over.
The answer is, it depends on where you live.
Nationally, we have peaked. I think infections are going to come down.
14 states, including Florida, are seeing cases drop by at least 10% compared to last week. But other 26 states face the opposite reality, with cases going up at least the same amount.
This pandemic is nowhere near over, and with the incredible growth of Omicron globally, new variants are likely to emerge.
Health experts predict most states will pass the Omicron peak by the middle of next month. In those harder hit states, there is no rest against the highly contagious Omicron variant. New Mexico's governor, in an attempt to help with severe staffing shortage, is set to become a substitute teacher, launching a licensing program.
I expect that by the weekend, I will be cleared and I will be available to support a school.
Similarly, police officers subbed in for elementary school teachers in one Oklahoma school district.
All right, Mr. Jones, we're going to go ahead and start with your face here, all right?
And they are not the only ones who are back to school.
Where's your radial pulse?
Wisconsin's National Guard members are becoming certified nursing assistants to help support busy hospitals and nursing homes.
Takes a team to fix a helicopter, takes a team to keep the hospitals running.
The COVID situation in the country remains fairly grim, with overwhelmed hospitals and nearly 2,000 deaths a day, and it is expected to remain the same into early February. In the control centers, Daniela Jaramillo for the South Florida Media Network.
A flight leaving Miami bound for London to turn around in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean over a woman who police say anti-masker. The Miami-Dade Police Department said the passenger was escorted off the American Airlines plane without any incident. After the incident, the flight with 129 passengers returned to Miami and then was canceled.
This morning, a bill that would forbid public schools from making people feel discomfort or guilt based on race, sex, or national origin is making its way through the state legislature. The measure is called Individual Freedom, and it passed Florida's Republican-controlled Senate Education Committee on party lines Tuesday. Though the bill does not explicitly use the term critical race theory, Governor Ron DeSantis referenced it when he announced the legislation last month.
We think that our children are not asking about race. We think that our children are not concerned about what's happening across this country. Our children see exactly through what the Republicans are doing across the state of Florida and across this country.
CRT is an education concept that incorporates the concepts of institutional racism in lessons.
The road to recovery is looking more promising this morning for Florida First Lady Casey DeSantis. Governor Ron DeSantis announced yesterday that his wife has completed her final chemotherapy treatment after being diagnosed with breast cancer. Mrs. DeSantis finished treatments on Wednesday. Her diagnosis was made public early October. DeSantis has been an active part of her husband's administration and is often seen alongside him at official events.
A trial date, January 31st, has been set for a Florida mom who allegedly helped her daughter rig the competition. Back in spring, both mom and daughter were arrested for accessing student records in order to cast false votes. Laura Carroll has rejected a plea deal and can face up to 16 years in prison, while her daughter was granted a pretrial diversion, where if she finishes said program, all charges will be dropped.
The Panthers getting off to a hot start on the ice in Edmonton.
That's still ahead, and so is the story.
I feel like a more upscale restaurant like J. Alexander's or the Capitol Grill should have a physical menu.
The COVID-related change to local restaurants that could be here after the pandemic. Newsbreak.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Radcliffe Art and Design Incubator is the velocity accompanying the fellow's rudder, as in a boat. Unless there is movement or action, the planned direction is of little consequence. We encourage the creative ideas into action, and from the experience of doing, we critically assess the feedback, adjust, and set out to rediscover the potentialities of an entrepreneurial mindset.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Paper-free pandemic, COVID concerns lead to fewer traditional menus at South Florida restaurants. It's commonplace now.
But as the network's Adriana Reed reports, the concept could have some staying power even after the pandemic.
Are QR codes taking over the restaurant industry? As we've seen with the new procedures implemented by companies due to COVID-19, some of them are here to stay. Many local restaurants have added QR codes as a go-to option for its customers as we continue to navigate through the ongoing pandemic. The Quick Response Code, commonly referred to as the QR code, was invented in 1994 by Japanese automotive company Denso Wave to easily keep track of car parts. But with the introduction and evolution of smartphones, businesses are able to utilize QR codes for added convenience. As more companies began increasing its efforts to provide consumers with more clean and disinfected environments, the option for QR code usage became more prevalent. This two-dimensional barcode has also replaced physical menus for many local bars and restaurants. And some restaurants have even added QR code payment on their receipts, giving customers the option to pay without ever opening their wallet.
It's just an easier way to look at the menu because you have the phone, but I feel like certain restaurants should have regular menus and certain restaurants should have QR codes. So I feel like a more upscale restaurant like J. Alexander's or the Capitol Grill should have a physical menu. But a restaurant like a bar or like a grill or something like that could do the QR codes because it's a less upscale environment.
While many believe that this trending barcode will continue to be used post-pandemic, not everyone agrees. For some upscale restaurants, physical menus are still preferred and are considered part of the fine dining experience. I am Adriana Reed with South Florida Media Network.
A 6-0 defeat for the Edmonton Oilers at the hands of the Panthers, who are first overall in the NHL. The Panthers bounced back with a win over the Oilers last night on the road in Edmonton, Canada. Goaltender Sergei Bobrovsky posted a shutout, his first of the season. The Panthers finalized the game win in the third with 3 power play goals to blank the Oilers.
That's all the time we have today for Newsbreak. I'm Anya Joseph.
I'm Julian Davis. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.